What is happening, Budget Builders, and welcome back to the GMC Motorhome Rescue. If you can't tell, we're not at the shop anymore. That's right, we're driving this thing. We're in the mountains. We're about to be going to Table Rock State Park and take this thing on its first camping trip. It has been a long process to this point, dragging this thing out where it was abandoned, cleaning it out, getting it running again. Driving it back to the shop and rebuilding this thing using a lot of modern pieces that we took out of a totaled brand new camper. And this thing's ready to go camping. And we're gonna take you through the steps to finish this thing in this episode. And then we're gonna get out and drive it and we're gonna take it camping. Before taking this thing on a long drive, we're gonna have to take care of these gas tanks. And I pulled the drain plugs. Both of them were empty and both are pretty crusty. They're actually not the worst I've seen, but on that back half, that parts one that we ended up with, the parts motorhome, had two really nice tanks. We'll have to drop these to look over the sending units anyways. The other tanks have brand new sending units. We might as well just put them in. We should be able to take our hoses loose for the filler, return, supply, and vents. 3 bolts up front in the frame rail here, and 2 straps in the back. Oh my goodness. Oh, yep. Oh man, I'm so well, well, golly. Oh, and that's the most delicious gas. Oh dang. I guess I should have put the drain plug back in the darn thing. Bend the crosses, and then this is all your stuff to the rest. Man, that smells so bad. I smell so bad. Wonder how that fuel line would have done for us. Holy moly. It's a beautiful tank. That thing had to have been vatted like at a radiator shop. Then they put brand new sending units in them, which is awesome because that's really expensive, but for some reason, use the original O-rings, which is sketchy. They want a lot for them, so I do understand, but I found they're actually just a AC Delco G10 part number. Boom. Got brand new ones that came straight off of Summit. This is the mess that we have pulled out from underneath this thing. A bunch of unused stuff, which drives me nuts on these old motorhomes and campers and stuff. Stuff's been changed over the years, and most of the time people just leave it under there. Drives me crazy. So we cut all of that out, and then we obviously want to get in here and clean every little bit of the fuel system, and I want to replace all of the lines. So bunch of junctions, and this is like a vacuum style hose. This was actually the main fuel coming in, and fuel systems are one of the most aggravating things. We want to make sure it's all as refreshed, if not new, as possible, because we don't want to have fuel system issues with these really nice tanks and brand new sending units. I have a bunch of new hoses in here. This stuff should do really well, but I just wanted to get all of that out of there. So I left a pile of stuff here. Close your ears. Nails on a chalkboard. You're sweaty, and so all
I know everything sticks to you.
Sticking to you.
Okay.
We did go ahead and opt to replace the rollover protection valve thing here because it had been broken and like gooped all up and it was a mess. And when we roll this thing, no, hopefully we never roll this thing over, but if we were to roll this thing over, it'd be nice to have this in place so we're not catching on fire as well. It'd be great to have the correct functioning part. So this is like 78 Corvette, Rochester part, and we picked up a replacement and got that in place. Now, something else you want to address while you're taking care of the tanks is this old selector valve. This is the selector valve from one tank to the other. And we picked up a T-Series FV1T. And this is our new replacement selector valve. As fancy as the blue tape is, I think it would be nice to probably be able to latch our windows once again. They bolt right through here, and all of that had just disintegrated. And in fact, most of those had fallen off of this thing over the years. Dad went ahead and scuffed these things down really good and then trim blacked them. We've run new screws in them. These are the nuts that go on the back side. You can see they've got nice little seals in place there. Now we can open and close our windows. We had several folks mention that door rubbing on the awning when we had it pulled out. So I did a little bit of research, and you can get this little guy here. So this is just a little wheel that mounts to the door, and that rolls on the awning and keeps it from tearing it up. With the roller on there. Whee! So last few little touches that will drive you nuts. One of those is these blue bolts. So much better. Something we definitely need is the license plate light, and the original is just completely rotted out.
And instead of trying to track down and spend a fortune finding a replacement housing, we picked up some LEDs. These are inexpensive and the lighting should be far superior. We decided to make a little aluminum plate that'll go right here. And that will allow us to drop these into place.
Much better.
I really hate to reinstall these gauges back in the dash looking so pitiful, and the biggest issue with them is obviously these lenses. I've blown this apart, and that's because we can see this is actually just a GM part, and we can just buy them brand new for 15 bucks a piece. And that should make a huge difference because the gauge is actually really crisp and super nice underneath. It's just this plastic has been scratched up and faded over all those years. Pry these little tabs over here. And this thing pulls as a complete assembly. We can see this one has been messed with and never re-put back together. There's little tabs here that you'll bend over. That comes apart, and then you have access to your lens.
The gauge is looking much better. We gotta try to do something with this dash face. I'm gonna hit it with some degreaser. And we'll scuff and clean everything up with a fresh Scotch-Brite pad, not only because we're gonna attempt some touch-up paint, I think we're gonna try to put some more of the wood grain vinyl on it. One thing we were missing was this latch here, and in fact, it was in the glove box, and when we drove this thing home, the glove box fell down. And all of that went on top of the engine, and not sure where it ended up because we never did find it. The reason it was off is because this was all broken out underneath, and so Dad made a little plate up under here that allows it to mount back into place. This we had in our 78 Trans Am parts car. Now our little clasp goes back into place. We've got a glove box again. Took a lot of sitting there and trimming with the X-Acto knife to get it close, and it's far from perfect. I am not a incredibly precise person, and I don't have a ton of patience. This took a lot of patience. It's okay. It's specifically these holes are a little too big, but it looks better than it did, right? Dad was able to get this original steering wheel pretty clean by going crazy with some degreaser, which is nice because it's really nice shape. We were thinking about putting an Oldsmobile Toronado steering wheel in it, just because it's got a neat look and it would tie in with that, but a couple $100 that getting worth spending right now. We have a few other projects to finish. Now moving down from the dash face here, one thing that drives me nuts is this open hole here, and I'm not sure if it came factory with a cover. I see some screws, but they're like little, I'm not too sure. But they offered this and I had to get it because with that attached up in there, it's gonna make a huge difference in the finish of the dash. So all we need to do is drill, run a couple screws up in here, we'll pull it, and then we'll get it dyed, hopefully close enough to match the original dash. And to finish off the dash, we know it had a little bit of fabric glued to the top, which looked kind of funny. The face is pretty good shape, and the top's not horrible, but it's not great. They do make a big old huge giant dash cover, dash topper, carpety stuff. And I like these anyways. I think they're kind of classy for an old vehicle. A whole lot of dash. The original seats are neat, especially with this double, the little buddy seat for this side, but they're not very comfortable and they're not in very good shape. This has been replaced at some point in time and it's all coming apart. They're really gross. Holes there, both backs. I glued this one already. But then this is cut open in a bunch of spots, and we thought about trying to fix them. We did a good bit of research, and there was quite a few people that actually used Honda Odyssey seats, and that's because they're newer, updated, more comfortable, the center row, so as long as we can get good mounting points, they have built-in safety tested shoulder belts and everything. Should look really good in there, and so we found some on Marketplace. Dad took his pickup truck down to Georgia and picked up a set of seats. And this is a kind of a really neat dark brown, which I think is gonna tie in super awesome in the motorhome there. Plus this has nice armrest, and like I had mentioned, a built-in seat belt. Now we just gotta figure out reconstructing our bases so these will mount in place, and these have actually gotten quite expensive. This is a 2024. These things have literally never even been sat in, and we paid $800 for the two side seats and a center jumper seat, which we're gonna figure out. I think it's gonna be really cool too. But that is far cheaper than going through and trying to figure out recovering our front seats or anything. And I think these are gonna look nice, be comfortable, and be safe. Well, there we have it. Passenger side bracket. It's probably a little overkill. There's a lot of metal in there and a lot of welding, a lot of heat, a lot of penetration. Yeah, it sounds a little weird. A lot going on, but we wanted this thing to be super safe. I especially like that we're able to bring it down quite a bit so you weren't so tall anymore. And then this is gonna mount directly to the frame. And then with that seat bolted, clamped in place, just like it was from the factory in the Honda Odyssey, this is gonna be super awesome, super safe. You can see we put this across here and then we welded the nuts in the bottom, and that is so we can take this, which is what the little buddy seat mounts on, slide it in place, and it needs to be removable because that goes over the engine hatch. We can pull it out, pull the engine hatch, and have access there. These drop right down into place. We can tighten them down from the top side with the seat folded up because that's how those are designed to do. And all of that will hold in really nice and snug. It's gonna make for a really cool armrest and cup holder, and then also an extra little buddy seat. Drop our base into place. Where we at? What you got?
Throwing nuts around.
Base in place, and that thing is not going anywhere. It's not perfect, but wow, I'm super pleased with how it came out. And it's not as big and bulky and in the way as the one originally was that was in here. I guess it is the one that was originally in here. It's just been modified. Okay. Ready? Sweet. Dude, that's awesome. And it ties in really good. Let's see. Oh, yeah. That's really comfortable. I could be, I think it goes far enough forward. And plenty back. Good adjustment. Good posture. Position. I love it. Let's get this other side put in. Oh yeah. Now our buddy seat bracket. Grab our little buddy seat. I gotta test it out. Let's see. Oh yeah. Oh. That's pretty cool. Now we've got our cup holders, our little tray here, and the buddy seat if one of the kids want to ride up here. We do have to get the factory seat belt to go that latches in here, and then they'll have the little seat and everybody can ride up here. But I have a feeling they're all going to want to ride back there. This is an original set of covers, T-skirts. They're not entirely in perfect condition, a few rub marks. This one's missing a little piece, but we're gonna scuff them and spray them. They should make a huge difference and get us going for now. And they were the most reasonable set we could find. For everyone that said it needed that, yeah, y'all were 100% right.
One thing that would be good is to be able to lock the side door on the camper. It uses an original key, but this key is to the ignition switch and at some point of time had been replaced. We should be able to file, change, move around our tumblers. There's a little spot in here we can pick, and you can do this with a lot of locks with them removed. And that pops out like so. And actually, this might help us. So I got our tumbler there. So what I'm gonna do, because we don't have any more of these, is actually file them. And then that should allow it to latch well. You can see this one's pretty good, this one's pretty good, this one's pretty good. These two need to be cleaned down just a little bit.
One of our last things to finish up is, of course, this door. And first piece to go on, actually, first piece we need to do is the top, but we leave in an hour to go camping. So we're gonna make this done, and obviously it's a project. There's gonna be a few things. There's always a few things that we need to finish up, and there's a few things that we have to button up on this one anyways. Is this our very last piece of FRP we have to cut? That's exciting. This is our very last blind. Last little bit of vinyl too. definitely a few finishing touches with the trim. And obviously this vinyl is probably gonna have to be redone, but we wanted to get it on there, make sure everything was gonna work well. And then we'll redo a little bit of the trimming going on here, but it's cool to see this thing coming together and ready to go camp. That's our big thing, getting all that mess out of there. Well,
It does smell like a new car, I think.
the kids are at the shop from school.
It smells like a new
It's
car.
a Friday.
Mm-hmm.
We're loading up. You honey? You guys ready to camp?
Yeah! Can I ride on in the RV there?
We're all riding, dude.
Daddy, there's a piece of little metal under your eye right here.
Is it?
Wait, no, it's like right here by your nose. Almost. It's a tiny bit under one. You just put your finger on it, but it won't come out. It won't come out. Our buckle for our next trip. Whee! Wait, and then I'll sit in Belle's lap.
Excuse me. Excuse me. There you go. All right, we're ready to go.
Yeah. No, these don't have buckles. We need the buckles built in before. So our next trip, we'll have the buckles built. And guess what? So then people can sit in this seat, and then we can have more people with us. Because look at how many seats
What,
we have.
Bubba?
We can eat breakfast or lunch or dinner while we're riding the RV.
We sure can.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm more excited to go enjoy this thing or just enjoy relaxing for a weekend.
Enjoy this thing.
Yeah, I'm ready for that too.
Relaxing for the weekend. This is definitely comfortable. More comfortable. This is more comfortable than our car seats, or than like our seats in our car.
It's like the living room couch, just in a vehicle, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Is the air conditioning on?
I have to charge it. I'm sorry.
It's fine.
It's just gonna be a little warm.
hot at all.
There's some big windows we can open.
Daddy,
Daddy doesn't know we're filming this. Are you excited?
Yeah.
How excited?
Super excited because I can relax for the weekend, so I don't have to be at school. I get to have time to ride my bike. We also have Kalia. And we have Magma. And we have Snuggle Buddy.
I get some music going.
Can you open my window? Oh, my window, my snake.
Okay.
Because we're actually
Gotta
going.
safety first, right?
Yeah. We're going.
Did you guys think we were ever gonna go camping in this thing?
No. Yeah. We've been planning on it.
I know, it's just taking a little while, huh?
I don't know. Actually, I thought that would be longer than this. Into one thing, into...
It drives nice, doesn't it?
It looks like a new Yeah, this is actually really
Careful.
The stolen.
Charlie, look. Charlie, it's orange. The clock is orange. It's the stick look, it's running up.
Does it feel scary driving this big thing?
It drives really nice. We've put 220 miles on it so far.
I put my arm down hoping that it would make it less shaky, but I think it made it more shaky.
That's a go, bro. It shouldn't do well. You're doing great, honey. Thank you. I mean, it bellows around a little bit, but it's not. Once you get used to it, I mean, it's on narrow roads, which we have a lot of here in upstate South Carolina. It's a little funny, especially when you're coming to oncoming traffic, but main roads like this just drives like a big car, big Cadillac, really big Cadillac. Dude, you have the creek right there. How beautiful is this? And we're in the GMC.
Okay, leave it there. I'm watching it.
So when we let this thing down, letting that side down actually picked the front up. And I guess maybe that has to do with that bogey system. That's really neat. So this side aired up and that one down, and this thing's really level. First time 30 amp. AC's on. I guess you know it's a budget built campsite when you got a 72 F100 and a 73 GMC motorhome, but talk about a crew, man. This is what it would have been like in the 70s, and I'm loving every second of it. I can't wait for the rest of this camping trip.
You guys getting wound down in here?
Yes, it's
We'll turn the light on for a
Look
second.
at the lights down here. We've got these cool.
You guys got your little setup in here, don't you?
Yeah. Yep.
Super happy with our first night in this thing. Super comfortable for my wife and I. Kids got to hang out up front here at their own little area. And during the evening while we were hanging out by the fire, they made this little place their hangout. It is so good to finally be here. Fridge is working phenomenal. Cold freezer, cold fridge. And they have made a mess. But that's exactly how it should be. How you guys like the beds in here?
Yeah.
What do you think, Bubba? You think the camper came out good?
Yeah.
I am so excited with how this thing has come out and the fact that we have been able to take it out this weekend and enjoy it camping. Thank you so much everyone that has watched so far. We are excited to take it through its last few steps. We'll get through and actually buff this entire thing. And then we need to finish up getting the water tank put back in there so we can actually run the full water system instead of just on the hose. Realistically, in the near future, a set of windshields is something that needs to happen. Button up a couple things on that door. And then we're gonna take you through a full cost breakdown in our next video, just so you know exactly how much it costs to do something like this. And I do wanna mention, along with our other stickers and shirts and hats, we will have our new Budget Builds commemorative sticker here. You can actually see our Blue Ridge Mountains here, which is where we are, and then the GMC Motorhome little campfire going here. But that is available on our website, budgetbuildsyt.com. But thank you all so much for watching, for allowing us to get to this point, to rebuild this thing. All of this is possible because of all of you. Thank you all so much. If you haven't already and you enjoyed this, you want to see more rebuilds like this, be sure to subscribe button, notification bell to keep up with our future uploads. Peace out. Catch you all on the flip side.